interrupt me and I interrupt you. A shame. When did we start losing and stop giving? I remember I gave it time, all of my time. Now my mind's lost in its thoughts. I want you want only you. But my heart's all tied up in knots. Wanna release it, 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 wanna release it. Do you remember when we carefully picked our words? So humble. Now it's like we don't care about what's coming out of our mouths. I'm sorry. I gave it time, all of my time. Now my mind's lost in its thoughts. I want you want only you. But my heart's all tied up in knots. Wanna release it, 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 wanna release it. So we jumped, falling fast, said till we die, I'm gonna be there with you. But we jumped, side by side, unafraid of the weekend. Wanna release it, wanna release it, wanna release it, wanna release it.
Tonight I'll reach out and touch the sky. In the city of angels, feels like I'm coming home. With my head up in the clouds, I am searching for something, and I'm still hoping. 'Cause I wanna be in, not out, wanna make this all count. Yes, I wanna go crazy now, gonna make this all count. Feeling like a rock star, 'cause tonight I'm getting out of line and it's alright. Feeling like feeling like just as cool as John Wayne in his movies. Feeling like I'm James Dean and I know it. Feeling like feeling like a rock star. 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 Songs for some dollars to keep me going. I try to act like a superstar, get tattoos without colors in a place where it's showing. And I blew my cash on drinks, not to mention this new ink. Yes, I wanna go crazy now, gonna make this all count. Feeling like a rock star, 'cause tonight I'm getting out of line and John Wayne in his movies. Feeling like I'm James Dean and I know it. Feeling like feeling like a rock star. Feeling like a rock star. Feeling like a rock star. Feeling like a rock star.
Tell me why'd you have to go and drive me so crazy? Now I'm feeling lost without you and I just can't be without you, baby. Want you all night long, want you all night long. Tell me why'd you have to go and drive me so crazy? Now I'm feeling lost without you and I just can't be without you, baby. Want you all night long, want you all night long, want you all night, watch all night. Now that I'm looking back, I can see all the signs I tried to fill in the cracks that were spread in my mind, but I was all out of hope, lost in an endless maze. The emptiness had unfolded just like a void, but you broke the coldness somehow.
In fact, I'm having some issues myself. I'll
and lit up a flame. Ooh, I was done feeling hopeless. Screamed out loud because it felt impossible in my bones, like getting blood out of the stone on my own. But you came around and removed the thorn, and I saw you guided me out of the storm. I found home in your arms of gold, in your arms of gold, in your arms of gold. It's funny how easily a life can be torn apart. Why couldn't I simply see that I was sick at heart and I am in deep debt? The time we did was unreal. You made me so speechless. I just can't believe it. You broke the coldness somehow and lit up a flame. Ooh, I was my enemy, screamed out loud because it felt impossible in my bones, like getting blood out of the stone.
Okay. All right. We're ready. Okay. So, oh, my friends, how's it going? First of all, I got to get this banner off here. Take that off. First of all, we have Marcus in town. Marcus is here. He says it's his first time catching us live. That is fantastic. Super excited that you're here, Marcus. Thank you for being here live with us. You guys, we're also in the presence of greatness because Callie's here. Our good friend Callie over from Livestream Pros. She's hanging out with us as well. So good to see you, Callie. Definitely excited that you're here on the stream today. You know what's crazy? I feel like discombobulated today. Things are a little off. I actually just issued a support ticket to the Beacon team because my Beacon app will not work today. It's not working. So it is officially messed up. I went ahead and I sent them a support ticket. I also, for some reason, I'm getting a little indication in my StreamYard that my My internet connection is not stable. We've dealt with this before. I'm going to have to call my internet provider because I am hardwired in, everybody. We are hardwired in. There's no reason why this should be happening at all. But, we got all kinds of people here. We got Crafting with Kim here too. Hannity's here. Good to see you all. Chatty Cathy's here. Darina's here. Hello, Darina. Good to see you here as well, live with us. So definitely going to be having some fun today. This is going to be good. So we're going to I want to show a few tricks. I want to show a couple things in Canva today, but as you all know, feel free to ask questions anytime that you want at all. I mean, let me know. So, South Bend. I'm a big Notre Dame fan. I'm a Notre Dame fan myself. Love it. Absolutely fantastic, Mario. That's actually really exciting. That's super fun. Hey, what's up? The Artist Haven is here. Oh, Tish is here. This is exciting. We haven't seen you for a while, Tish, so it's good to see you back hanging out with us live. We've made a few changes. Tish, did you see Tish? Tish is going to love this. Hold on. Tish, did you see this camera? I did it last week. This one? Oh, come on. Oh, it's being slow today. It follows you. What? Yeah, it's the Ozbot Tiny 4K. So, yeah. Doug says, I get that internet thing all the time. Well, I actually think that my internet is not, I don't think it's performing the way it's supposed to. So I'm going to have to get on the phone with some Comcast and, make them fix me up because it's not cool. Not at all. Not happy about it. So, all right. Love it. Yeah, Notre Dame. We got some Notre Dame fans in the house. Pretty exciting. Okay. So again, if you have questions for me, post them in the comments with the Q and I will grab it. I will answer it. I'm streaming with StreamYard today. As I mentioned, my Beacon app is not working. I literally, I don't even have it on right now. I turned that thing off. I'm ticked off. I restarted my computer, uninstalled the app, reinstalled it. It's frozen. So that app is awesome. This thing is cool. I'm very excited about the potential of it, but I am having issues with it. It seems to be having some bugs. So I don't know. Either way. But the workaround, I was playing music. So Doug, you had the question for me about the music and stuff. So I am streaming with StreamYard. All right, I'm streaming with StreamYard. But what I did was I opened up Epidemic Sound on my other screen. And before I went live, I shared my screen, but I made sure in StreamYard, I checked share audio, system audio. And that now allows me to play music and stream it to you. I mean, it literally. Now, what I did is I had my shared screen going, but I went to solo mode. So solo mode means you're only going to see me, which of course I'm using my OBS virtual camera so that I have the countdown and all the things. But I was sharing the system audio, but I was on solo mode. But literally, if I go ahead and just turn off solo mode, you can see here, I'm sharing my screen. Here's my Epidemic sound right here. So that's the workaround. That's the kind of not needing hardware. You don't have to have anything fancy. You can play music and just share your screen and then go solo mode. You just have to make sure when you share your screen, you actually select share system audio when you do it. And that's what I did. So that was the workaround. That's how I was still able to play some music today for y'all. So if I click on solo mode again, then there we go. Yeah, get it in there, Callie. Get it in there. Think of how you want to word it. Don't be shy. Put a Q in front of it, and we will do that. So Tish, I see that you said you sent me a message. I'll go look for it. I don't recall getting that. I will go look for that though, for sure. So, all right, we got, hey, what's up, Faith? Faith is here catching us live. We're so happy to see you here today. So definitely excited that you're here. So, yeah. So, okay. So Faith has the Wavelink software. Yeah. It's kind of tricky. As my friend John Ryan his channel is called Coffee Talk and Tech. Sorry. John Ryan, he uses this phrase and I love it. He says, sometimes these applications, it's kind of like burping a baby. You got to just kind of figure it out, get used to it. It's just, you got to tinker with it to get used to it. And that is truly, I had to kind of tinker with the Wavelink app for a while to get it going too. So in the past, we had issues with some audio issues. So with this mic, I think I had it plugged into the wrong port in my computer. Hopefully we've got that fixed right now. So, okay. So I see that Heaton's got a question as well. So I will make sure we get to that. Yeah. So if you have questions, let me know. So I will actually go ahead and answer that question, but I am I wanted to show a couple things in Canva because I know many of you use Canva. If you use Canva, let me know if you're using Canva. Let me know which version you're on. Are you on the free version? Are you on the pro version? Canva is such a great tool. It's what I use to design all of my thumbnails. It's what I use to design my overlays. It's also what I use to create videos. So I don't know if you guys saw, I released a video this weekend about the 5 types of audio that you can use when you're streaming or creating a, like a Zoom, meeting, or even just recording videos on your computer. So, there are 5 basically types and levels of audio that you can set up on a computer, and that video covers all 5 types. So that video was released on YouTube. I completely 100% edited that video in Canva. So I want to show some things that Canva is capable of, because I think a lot of people don't realize how powerful it really truly is. A lot of people use it, but I think there's still more people that can check it out more. So Kamal Tech Vlog said they definitely saw it, the video. So thank you for giving me the feedback on that. So Crafting with Kim's on the Canva free account. Marcus is on the pro account. That's great. Callie says, I've used Canva, but super beginner with it and haven't tried editing on it yet or anything. Okay, well, cool. Maybe I'll show you some things that'll get you excited to dabble some more. Just like everything else, if you dabble with it, you're going to learn a lot more about it. So, but real quick, let me get to, is it Heaton? Am I saying that right? Heaton Patel? I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it correctly. So feel free to type your name in phonetically so I can get it pronounced correctly. So Heaton says, Mel, are you streaming Epidemic Sound or using downloaded files? I was playing Epidemic Sound directly from Epidemic Sound's website. So that's what I was using. Now you can download files from Epidemic Sound onto your system. And as long as you have a subscription that is up to date at the time that you stream, then you can play the downloaded files if you want to. So I actually have some sound effects files that I've downloaded from Epidemic Sound, and I have them programmed with my Stream Deck. Unfortunately, because my Beacon app for my Mix Create is not set up right now, I won't be able to play those sounds for you, I don't think. Oh. How did that? Ooh. You probably didn't hear it. You might have heard it through the microphone, but I don't know. I got to figure that out. So yeah. So to answer your question, I literally was sharing my screen and I had system audio checked, and I had it in the background. So I had that shared screen in the background. So I was just on solo mode for in StreamYard, which allowed me to play that music in the background. Super easy, right? So super, super simple. And then I can even adjust the volume inside the Epidemic Sound website if I wanted to. If I wanted to do background music right now. So let me do this really fast. I'm going to show you Epidemic Sound. So there's Epidemic Sound. And then you'll notice down here at the very bottom, there is a volume bar. So like I can drag that volume bar down and make it pretty low. Before I started using other technology like the Wavelink app, like the Beacon, I was actually just sharing my screen in StreamYard, and that's how I was playing background music. So some old videos of mine on my YouTube channel where I call them like Hangout, like live Hangout, is where I would just play around with them and I play some background music. So if I go over here, there's all these different playlists you can create. When I do background music, what I like to do is I tend to play instrumental music, because when there's lyrics and somebody's singing and you're talking, it can be a little bit challenging for your audience. Now, I also, unfortunately, don't have my headphones in. Whenever you're playing any music, you should always wear headphones. Even if you use echo cancellation, but if you're still watching SmackDown Outdoors, I've been reading a lot, and a lot of, when we have echo cancellation on, it actually can screw up the applications that we're using to stream audio. So I think that might be something that you might be running into there. Let me change my speaker output here real fast so that you guys aren't getting an echo, because you're probably hearing the music through StreamYard and you're hearing it through my... Oh, I have it muted. Now you should hear music outside of the... Hold on. There we go. Okay. So you should hear music. And essentially what I'm doing, I'm reading some of your comments. Heaton. Okay, good. I got it right. Good. All right, let's see here. Yeah, so you all should hear music right now. Let me know if you hear music. I'm going to turn it up. Let me know if you hear it. So this is the workaround process. Share your screen. Make sure when you share don't hear the music. Dang it. All right, hold on. Let me just redo this. Remove, no music. Okay, hold on. I'll fix it. We're going to fix it. Music is very low. Okay. I bet you Faith has headphones in. All right, here we go. Speaking of, exactly, there is background music in StreamYard now too. I'll talk about that in a sec too. All right. Okay, I'm going to reshare my screen. So when I share my screen, I am selecting. When you share your screen, I'm going to take a screenshot of this so y'all can see this. I'm going to show it to you. So inside StreamYard, when you share your screen, you will have an option to select Share System Audio. And you want to check that. And when you check that, anything you play... Oh, I know why it wasn't working. Okay. Now, when I add this, you should start hearing music. So let's look at this. So here's what I'm talking about. Right here. See this little box? Right here? Right here? That, right there. When you share your screen, if you check mark that, that will, any audio you play in your system is going to also play, right? And so you should hear the music now. I have it up. I think what happened is also in StreamYard, you can now mute that system audio. And I think when I did that, I think it took it away, even though I turned it back on or unmuted or whatever. So yeah, so you should hear music. So in Epidemic Sound, you notice this little volume bar. Now this will work with Spotify as well. However, it's so critical that I say this. You have to make sure whatever you're playing, you have the rights to play it. So I'm a subscriber to Epidemic Sound, so I can play this music and it's legal. So when I say Spotify, you need to play something like Harris Heller's Stream Beats. Okay, don't be playing like, Eminem and Tupac and all those things. You don't have the rights to play that, and your channel will get shut down, your video will get shut down, whatever. So make sure you have the right rights. But as I was showing you here in Epidemic Sound, and Spotify has it as well, you would be able to turn this down and have it in the background, or you can play it louder. That should adjust. Okay? So let's go ahead and just pause that. Now, the other thing that's fantastic is that StreamYard has made this 80,000 times easier. Yeah, Stream Beats. I love Stream Beats, you guys. I love Harris Heller Stream Beats. Love it. So I gotta say, shout out. We got a few people joining us. I really am super excited. Dan Goodwin's here. SEO Video Show's here. Super awesome to see you guys hanging out. Kevin, you're here as well. Super great. Thanks for joining us. We're just kind of hanging out, but I'm going to show a couple things in Canva here in a minute. But we had a great question from Heaton about background music. And of course, someone brought up the background music feature in StreamYard. So all users have background music now. So if you're a StreamYard user, free account, pro account, doesn't matter. You have background music. You have 8 tracks to select from, and you can play that music in the background. So for example, let's play some dance pop. How about some dance pop? There we go. You should hear some background music, a little dance pop, right? I'm gonna turn it down though. You have all kinds of options in there. So if you want to play background music when you're doing certain things, especially anybody that's not doing a lot of talking. Maybe you're painting, maybe you're crafting. I know we got a lot of crafters here. We got a lot of people, artists and things like that. Cooking, any of that stuff, doing fitness. You might want to consider background music because it doesn't create so much quiet silence, right? So if you're doing a lot of talking though, probably don't need the background music so much. So, but those are your options as well. So if you want to be playing background music, you have that option right inside your StreamYard account. Go over to the brand tab, scroll all the way down, and you'll see 8 tracks. Now, as of right now, you can't upload your own tracks. That's possibly going to change in the future. So definitely one of those things. All right. What's up, Julie? Julie is here as well. I haven't seen you in forever. Billy's here. It's good to see my friends from over in the Facebook group. So Yeah. So Faith says, I love background music and StreamYard. Hope they add more sounds. I believe that they will be. I really do believe that they will be doing that. So I believe that they're going to be adding some additional tracks, but also the ability to upload your own track for sure. Kamal Tech Vlog. YouTube Studio has some copyright-free music we can use. I use it all the time. Yes. Now, the only issue with that is Kamal Tech Vlog. That is a limited license. That is a limited usage license. So a lot of us are multi-streaming. In fact, I'm multi-streaming right now. So we're over on Facebook, we're in my Facebook community, and we're on YouTube. So I wouldn't be able to use the YouTube library because it's not approved when you take it off YouTube. So you do have to kind of think about that a little bit. Also, if you're going to be repurposing anything, you have to make sure that you have the rights to use that audio track in the other places that you're using it. So you have to be really careful and make sure you check that. You just have to check it. You just have to check it. Some things I think are available and some things aren't. It's just tricky. So definitely one of those things you got to be careful about. So, and the same with Facebook's items as well if you're over on Facebook, just like Faith said here. So I love Epidemic Sound personally. It is a paid subscription, but it is a huge library, also a huge library of sound effects and stingers, and you can use it for your podcast. You can use it for all. So if I have a podcast, I have a lot of uses for it. So for me, and I like it. I just like the music. I just like the music. But again, a nice alternative is Stream Beats by Harris Heller. It's copyright free and you can use it for whatever you want. So pretty good stuff there. Okay, so let's see here. Well, Bill's got a great question about Canva. So I thought I would talk about Canva today, as I mentioned earlier. So let me get things going. So Bill has an interesting question, really interesting question about Canva. He says, what's the best way to design lower third graphics in Canva? I have the free account. So Bill, you are going to be, so it depends on how you're planning to use those lower thirds. And what I mean, if you are using something like, StreamYard or any browser-based application, and you do have the paid version that allows you to upload overlays. So an overlay can look like this. For example, let me just pull one up. So this would be an overlay, right? So this is something I designed in Canva. You can see it's kind of transparent, right? Also, it has this all right here comes through. I made this in Canva. However, Bill, this was made in the Canva Pro, which is why I was able to export it as a transparent PNG file, which allowed me to have this like open transparent area where you can still see me. If you're on the free account, you aren't able to export transparent PNG files, but I have a workaround for you. But the reason I'm saying this is that if you want to use it in a browser-based software and keep it really simple, then you would actually need to design these files as full-size frames, meaning the size is actually, I can never remember it off the top of my head, 1920 pixels by 1080 pixels. Now, some of you might say, well, I only needed to have 720. Why not? You designed it at 1080 because what if you do decide to upgrade later? You don't have to redo your graphics. They'll be at full resolution. So let's talk about this for a moment. Let me just go ahead and open up a quick blank page. So I like personally when I do these, honestly, a lot of times you can just start out with like YouTube thumbnail or one of those things because they're the right size. So let me share my screen. Let me take that overlay off. Now I'm going to explain this in a moment because there's two types of lower thirds. There's two ways that lower thirds get created. So first I'm going to cover if you need full frame. So full frame would be, like I said, it needs to fit the entire screen. So let's just go to YouTube thumbnail. I think that actually is, going to be 720. It doesn't really matter. But so you're going to notice here you have some templates you can look at. These aren't thumbnails per se, or I'm sorry, these aren't lower thirds per se. But all you really do, what I like to do when it comes to designing a lower third is I really enjoy just looking at other ones and getting inspiration. But honestly, there's not a lot to it. So Bill, here's the deal. This is a blank canvas, right? Now you're on the free account. I get it. But let's point out something really important. Let me move Bill's comment down. Actually, if I do this, nope, that didn't fix it. Let me move Bill's comment off because honestly, you aren't gonna be able to see it, right? Okay, so, and yes, Mike is right. Let's just go ahead and make this the right size. And I'm on the pro account, so I'm actually, oops, I don't wanna do that. I wanna lock it and I wanna make this 1080. And I just wanna resize it. Just resize it. There we go. Okay, so now we're sized. That's a pro feature, resizing, by the way, either way. So I really do believe that Canva Pro is one of the absolute best investments you can make. Truly. I know a lot of you are on the free version. I see lots of people on the free version. I will tell you, Canva, the pro version is incredible. It's absolutely incredible. And one of the things, but I get it. Like, I get it, right? So anyway, let me get back on track here. So lower thirds. One thing you have to think about when it comes to lower thirds, especially if you're going to be on screen, is designing around your scene. So what I mean by that is if you're like this all the time, you wouldn't want to design a lower third or a graphic that covered up your face, right? You just wouldn't want to do that. So what you can do is you can actually take a screenshot of your scene and then add that to Canva, and then you can design around it. So that's actually a trick I've done in the past before, where you just kind of take a screenshot. Maybe you want to do an overlay and you want to make sure you don't cover up if you're going to do an interview with you and your guest. Same thing. So what you can do is you can literally take a screenshot of what it looks like you on screen, right? Just do a screenshot of it, add it. Okay, so I have this screenshot of me and a guest, and then you can actually just make it transparent so that it's kind of there so you can see it as a guide, right? So then you can design around it because you wouldn't want to design something that covered up your guest name or things like that. So that's kind of one of those things I wanted to point out, is that it's actually one of those just tricks that I don't think people think of, because they design an overlay or they design a lower third and then they use it and they're like, oh crap, it covered up part of my face, or it covered up something I didn't want to cover up. So that's kind of what I like to do when I'm designing around my scene. But let's go ahead and go back here to elements. So for lower thirds, I really like to just use shapes. So I go over here into the elements, grab whatever you want. You can do all kinds of cool things here. Just grab we'll just do like something like this. This shape has multiple colors to it. We're going to go ahead and make it small, and we'll just go ahead and put it right over here like this and just drag it off to the side. Okay, so there's that. And now we're going to just change the colors. We'll just do this quickly for fun. Purple. And then let's go with white. So, and then we're going to just add some text, right? So text here, whatever we want to say in the lower third, Don't forget to subscribe. Now, so there you go. So when, I think it was Dave that asked the question, what's the best way? There really is no best way, right? I mean, you can do whatever you want with your lower thirds, but again, depends on how you're going to be using them. Now, if you're using them as I said, full frames, then it's going to be a transparent PNG file, right? So super simple, transparent PNG file. And you're just going to add it to StreamYard or whatever browser based application you're using. And then you pull it up, right? But here's what we have here. So let's go ahead and just download this as a PNG. Because I'm on the pro plan, I get to just simply select transparent background, which means all this stuff that I didn't fill in is going to be transparent, which makes it really easy. Because all I'm going to do is download this. I'm going to save it somewhere. We'll just save it to my desktop. And then I'm going to literally add this to StreamYard right now so y'all can see what this looks like. Okay. But stay with me here because I'm going to point a couple of things out. And I'll show you how I use my lower thirds in my video editing when I used it in Canva, which might be one of the other things you want to do. So if you're using an application like OBS or vMix or Minicam or even Ecamm, you don't have to design these at full frame because you can actually resize these little layered graphics inside your application. So if that were the case, you wouldn't need to design it in the full frame like I did. I just think that this is a universal way to do things. So let me grab that, upload it in, and then I'm going to pull it up on screen so that y'all see what it looks like. Voila. And there it is. There is the lower third we just designed in Canva. Okay. Now Canva Pro, let me export that as transparent. The other thing to keep in mind is that when you're using lower thirds like that, why not just put it in a banner in StreamYard? It's going to be animated. It's going to come up on screen. It's easy. You can literally do it in 2 seconds. Like I can't type because my pinky is still fractured. So it's very difficult. So don't forget to subscribe, right? There it is. Now your limitation is that you only have the 4 styles that StreamYard gives you. You only have so many, you can only pick one color. So if you want it to be really custom, then yeah, you'd want to design your own lower thirds and then add it as an overlay, which does require you to have a paid account. So you don't have to go design a lower third. But if you're using a video application and you're designing lower thirds for your video editing, yes, then there you have it. Now let me show you something for all you non-free users or your yeah, there we go. So Chatty Cathy says, I'm using free until I can afford a paid version. Okay, well then I've got a solution for you. You can still do the same thing. You just have to, it's 2 steps and you're going to duct tape 2 applications together. So let me go back and share my screen and let me just make this background. Well, yeah, let me just make this background. Well, it is what it is. This is what you would look at it as. I'm going to download that, but I'm not going to make it transparent. So I'm going to download it. Okay. And it's going to be solid. This is a solid white file now. All right. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go to an application called Photopea. Photopea.com, basically they ripped off Photoshop. I mean, I don't know how else to say it. They ripped off Photoshop. It's that simple. I don't know how they got away with it, but it is what it is. It's fine. You get all these ads over here. That's how they make money. So I'm going to now open that file that I just made. Don't forget to subscribe to, where is it? Oh, it's going to be up here. What did I call it? I don't even remember what it's called. Was it called Don't Forget to Subscribe? Oh, I'm in the wrong place. That's why. Don't forget to subscribe. We want this one, okay? Because it had white. That's what you're going to have if you're on a free account. You can't download or export the transparent version. But when you use an application like Photopea, what you're going to do is you're going to delete this section. So we're going to go over here to our magic wand, which is this little thing right here. Okay, magic wand. Select it. And what that's going to do is it's going to allow me to click in the file, and it's going to select everything that's that same color. So white. However, because we have this graphic, there's a border here. It's not going to select the inside of that. So all I'm going to do now is delete that. And now you see that transparency, that little pattern that tells us it's transparent. Now all I'm going to do here is I'm going to actually go and I'm going to export it as a PNG file. And I do want it to be transparent. So it's showing me that it is. We're going to say save. And now I'm going to say V2. And that is also going to be a transparent file. Now, literally, I'm not going to worry about uploading that because that's going to look exactly like the one I just uploaded. But that's how you can kind of have a workaround on designing transparent, overlays that you want to use and you don't have the paid version of Canva, then you can use Photopea and do it that way. So you have to know what you're doing a little bit when the way you design it. Remove background to remove backgrounds before I upgrade it. Yeah. Remove.bg is another application that you can use. Remove.bg actually is also inside of Canva. So that's one of the things I wanted to show everybody today. I just think there's so many great reasons to upgrade with Canva. There's so many things you can do. So many cool things. And the video editing is one of the things I wanted to point out too. Let me just make sure I didn't have any questions that came in. Making sure that everything is good. By the way, Anthony Mistretta is here. I wanted to say hi to him. He's here. And Mike from Never Let the Machine Win is also here. It's always good to see you guys hanging out with us today. Okay, so Bill. It was Bill. Did I say Dave? So Bill, I hope that helps. But if you are going to design a lower third and you are just going to use it in like Adobe Rush or Adobe Premiere or somewhere else, you actually don't have to design it at full frame because you're just going to add that graphic and move it wherever you want inside your editing software. So if you were doing that, then what you would want to do is you would start out by designing your graphic. I'm trying to think now. Can you do custom sizes with the free plan on Canva? I forget. So what I'm talking about is when you go up here to create design, custom size, I feel like you can do that. What you'd want to do is you'd want to do 1080, okay, as far as your width, your height. No, I'm sorry, not 1080. 1920 for your width, okay? And then whatever your height you want it to be. So if it's 100, that's going to be pretty like wide and skinny. Then it's going to be like this. See, it's just a bar. So there's not much to it. And then you export that and then you just add that to whatever you want to do. You can also use, like, you don't have to use Canva, but Canva's great. You can do so many fun things. You can use gradients and all the other things. So you really just have to tinker around with it and play around with it to get it to what you want. So hopefully, Bill, that helps you on what you're trying to do. So Mama Gail, are you on the beach? Mama Gail's on the beach today, watching from the beach. Okay, so let me pop back in. Make sure. Okay, Bill. So yeah, so good. Bill, hopefully that was helpful for you. Wanted to make sure that we took care of you on that one. So thanks for asking that question. Appreciate it. Okay, I had another question. I want to get up there. So let me answer this question from Hannity, who asked this question a little bit ago. She said, how do you feel about using lo-fi music? That's what my daughter uses sometimes with Epidemic sound, but she checks it to make sure there is long a copyright claim before uploading it unlisted. So if you're using Epidemic sound and you have an account, you won't have to worry about any copyright claims. So that shouldn't be any issues. And as far as the style of music that you use, that's all going to come down to your personal preference as well as your audience and your brand, right? So I like to use a lot of upbeat music, pop style music, a lot of electronic music, EDM style, dance style music. That's just what I like. And that works for me. Some people like to use peaceful music, slower music. Some people don't use any lyrical music at all. It just all comes down to personal preference of your style as well as your brand. Lo-fi is actually really popular because it's sort of just chill. It's not as it's just kind of good for background stuff, so it's very popular to use. Like I said, Harris Heller's Stream Beats, he has a lo-fi playlist. Epidemic Sound has a lo-fi playlist. StreamYard also has a lo-fi song in the background as well. So you should be good to go. Shouldn't be too tricky, for sure. Okay, so Witty Whittier. Hi, Mel. Joined late, so we'll definitely be playing this back. Will you show us how to use Twitch and YouTube logos? I'm not sure what you mean by that, Witty. Let me know what you mean by that. Maybe get a little bit more specific as far as using Twitch and YouTube logos. If you're talking about in your streams, I believe, let me just look. I think those logos are in Canva. Yeah. So in Canva, those logos are there. So that you have them. And because they're in here, you can use them. So in the same, I think YouTube is in here as well. Yeah, so you've got some options here. They're not necessarily going to be exactly specifically the YouTube one, but close enough. And you just, grab it and put it in there and you move it around wherever you want to move it around. So you certainly can grab those. You just do a search in the elements and then just know that sometimes sometimes there's going to be a paid version. Like you have to be on the paid account to grab it and use it. So you may run into that sometimes as well. Hopefully that answers your question. Witty Whittier. Typical Tyreek says, how can we connect OBS virtual camera to StreamYard? Oh, that's super easy. So it's good to see you, by the way, Typical Tyreek. I saw you streaming the other day. Tried to catch it. Okay, so it's really, really easy, actually. So you open OBS, and over in OBS, so here's what you want to do. Before you open StreamYard, so don't open StreamYard yet. Open OBS first. All right, because if you open StreamYard first, then your cameras are showing up. Then you go open OBS and your OBS won't recognize the cameras. So first, open OBS. So this is OBS, right, over here. And honestly, it's really easy. As long as you're on a recent version of OBS, which I'm assuming you are, then you should have your virtual camera right over here. It's going to literally have an option and it's going to say Start Virtual Camera. And when you check that, once you check that, it turns OBS on as a webcam. It basically turns OBS into a webcam for your system, which you can use with Zoom or anything else. And so when you do that, then open StreamYard, open StreamYard up. And when you go to select your webcam, select it, and you should then see OBS virtual camera as an option. And when you select it, then all of a sudden, your webcam in StreamYard will be whatever's going on in OBS, including any extra things you add to it, like I've done here, as well as any timers or any of the other things. So all these are scenes inside OBS. So the fire, all of that, that's all inside OBS. So that's how you do it. It's really, really easy. It's really not hard. It's just a matter of doing it in the right order, right? So that's kind of one of the things I wanted to do. So, okay. Okay, cool. So Witty Whittier, perfect. Fantastic. Okay. No problem, Hannity. No problem. It's just a style. It's a genre. It's a style. In fact, here's what the lo-fi sounds like in StreamYard. This is lo-fi for StreamYard. It's just sort of, it's kind of electronic, but just chill. It's very chill. Usually has a little beat to it. But there you go. That's what lo-fi sounds like in StreamYard. Okay, let me show you the other thing. There's two things. There's technically three things I really want to show everybody in Canva really quick. And I don't see any. I see your question, typical Tyreek. I'll get to that in a soon. It's about a processor. I don't know. I'll try to answer your question, typical Tyreek. Okay, so let me just pull this up because I want to make sure that everybody knows how to do this. This is also a very cool feature of Canva, but you do have to be on a pro plan. So a pro plan again. So let me just go ahead and add a picture of myself. So we're going to design a thumbnail, but you know how the thumbnail is so popular? It's like have your face in there, but not like no background from your photo. So let's go to some pictures. We'll grab a funny one here. Let's just grab this silly one. Actually those, let me see. Let's try to find a funnier one. Nah, we'll grab this one. This one right here. This one's fun. These are like those reaction videos. I don't know if you guys see those all the time. I feel like these are all the time. This was me making fun of reaction videos, actually. So I'm going to move this and just kind of put it here. I'm going to go up to edit image, and you're going to see some options. We're going to use two of these options in a moment. First, we're going to remove the background. So background remover, it is so magical. It magically just uses algorithms and removes the background automatically. As Chatty Cathy mentioned, I think it was Faith mentioned earlier, you can also just go to the actual site, and I think there's a free, you could do this over there as well. It's essentially going to do the same thing, and then you can upload your music, your file. But as you can see, it literally removed the background from the picture. Like, how crazy is that? So now I've got this option to use this cool backgroundless image of myself. Now, one thing you can also do is you can flip an image, which sometimes works. Sometimes it makes you look a little weird. We'll just keep it like that. I feel like I look a little funky, but we're going to keep it. Now, something else that you might be noticing on thumbnails is that people kind of create a border around their image of themselves. Well, you can do that in Canva as well. And I don't know if you knew to do that. So again, if you're on a pro plan, so you just remove the background, click on your image and go back up to edit. And now we're going to click on shadows. And when we click on shadows, we're going to click on glow. So glow is going to add a little, see that little shadow it kind of just added around the edge here? Well, you're not stuck with it just being like that. You're not stuck with it just like that. Grab it here, click on glow again, okay? And then you can change the size of that thing. You can make it bigger if you want. You can make it white, right? And then if you notice here, the transparency in the blur, if you don't want it to be transparent, you want it to be all white, solid white. And then look at the edges, they're kind of fuzzy. If you don't want them to be fuzzy and you want them to be solid, you're just going to take the blur all the way off to 0. And let's say we want to go a little smaller. So there is that. I didn't realize this was there. I used to do this the hard way. In fact, I have a video on my YouTube channel that shows you how to do it the hard way. So I need to update. I'm going to be doing a new video on this because this is a super popular look that a lot of people go with when they create thumbnails. But if you wanted to edit that, I think I can edit it. Oh no, I think it's just going to add another one. So we don't want that. But that is one thing to keep in mind is you have to change it when you're actually in the editing mode. But if you notice here, like my recent thumbnail I did for the video I put up on Sunday, I just kind of did a slight glow. I kind of liked the glow. I'm not sure I really like the whole harsh line. It's totally a style. And a lot of people use it and they love it. And it's completely up to you. Personal preference, right? But that's all you have to do. So all I did, I think I can undo out, go back, see if we can get that out of there. Whoa, made me all funky. Sometimes Canva can be a little tricky on us. Can we fix that? Nope. I don't know why it did that. Let's do it again. So let's just do the same one. Remove background. Again, pro feature. Okay. But worth it, especially when you're making lots of good stuff. Doug says, well, son of a gun. Anthony says, really good stuff. Thank you. Yeah. Okay, cool. So Faith says, this is how I remove the backgrounds for my products before I list them on Etsy. Yes. So it doesn't just require a person, a face. It will work with stuff too. And that's actually super, super cool. So I definitely, there's so many things it can do. Like seriously, so many things it can do. So, okay, Anthony says, can you do another live on Canva? Something like an introduction of all its features. I know it's a massive undertaking, but well worth it. Yeah, you know what? I'm actually going to be creating a Canva course, just a little mini course, not expensive, but just helping people get started with Canva and using Canva for creating graphics for their streams, including thumbnails and whatnot. So yeah, totally, Anthony. It's literally on my little, I have it in my notebook. I could show it to you if I wanted to. Yeah, so SmackDown Outdoors is saying, make sure to have a good contrast between you and your background. Yeah, that does help. You don't have to. I have found that the tool works pretty well, even when it's not a ton of contrast, but it definitely does work. And if you're doing products, I do think that it works even better. You don't have to have a green screen. You don't have to at all. So it's one of those things. Does remove background work with still frames captured from a video? Yeah, it could, as long as it's an image. It should work. In fact, we could test it if you want, real quick. Let me do that really fast before I go in and show you more things. Okay, let's get out of there. Here's the other thing I wanted to share real quick. Okay, so let's say you're designing thumbnails and you're using Canva. This is another thing I don't think people realize is here. So if we click on text, if you go up to effects, you're gonna see some styles that you can select. And one of those styles is lift. If we click, watch the text. If we click, let me do this. Let me go full screen. I'm going to click lift. Did you see that? And then I'm going to change the intensity. Watch the text. See how it's just kind of getting a little, it's not a shadow. It's just kind of doing a little like subtle kind of thing there, right? Little subtle kind of thing there. Now you don't have to do that. You can, if that's what it looks like with it, no lift at all. But now we're going to go ahead and lift, and look at that. It pops. Watch my logo down here. Let me just see if I can, let's zoom in on this stuff here so you can see it even better. Even things like this, okay? My little logo. What if I do the same thing? Effects, lift, watch the logo. Watch the logo. Now that live stands out a little bit more. It's not creating a drop shadow. It's just lifting it. It's just lifting a little bit. It's adding a little bit of like a, I don't even know what to call it, to be honest with you. I don't know what to call it. But that is a text feature that you could absolutely use and that I do recommend you use. Now, here's what shadow looks like. It duplicates. See that? It duplicates the actual text. So lift kind of just creates like a little bit of a darkening of the background right there. So it kind of helps it glow a little bit more. Another feature that absolutely you should do. Chatty Cathy says, I always lift. I love it. Yes, there you go. See? So definitely a really, really good feature as well that I just don't think people realize is there. Strawberry Rhubarb Tarot. Hello, it's good to see you. I love when we have our first timers here. She says, I love Canva. Yeah, Canva's awesome, right? Super, super cool stuff here that we're just kind of touching on. But let's go ahead and real quick, Darina had the question of, will the background feature work on a still frame? Now, as far as a still frame, you're going to get still frames in lots of different ways. So let me just go to the video, my recent video that I did. I mean, a still frame can be captured lots of ways. Like, I mean, from you're watching a video and then you just do a screen grab of it, or you are literally taking that still frame. So I'm just going to kind of test this aspect as, all right, I'm going to test this as I'm in Canva, and this is I just froze the shot, right? I froze the shot. I played it. I froze it. I played it and I hit pause. So if we do a screen grab of that, close this. Oops. Let me start over. Nope. Screen grab right here. We'll just do a screen grab just like this. It should work just like any other photo. So then I would save this. Oh, geez. Come on. Bam. And it's all going to depend on the photo, Darina. It's going to depend on the screen grab you get, the contrast, as Doug said earlier, and whatnot. This should work pretty well. I'm going to save it to our desktop again. Can't type because of my broken finger. Save that. Go ahead and close here. We're going to go back to our thumb. And we're going to upload that file that I just saved somewhere. Where's that thing? Capture. Where'd it go? Oh, no. Maybe it didn't save. Shoot. Huh. I would have swore it saved. I will be honest with you. This right here is exactly the same thing. This is a screen grab from a video right here. So can we just try it here? Let's do that. Oh. Edit image. Remove background. It might get funky because of all the other graphics in there, but it should work. Oh, and when it does do weird things like that, you can actually edit. So see here where it says erase? We can actually go in and do some of our own. So we're going to erase that if we want. So you can actually edit what it does and you can restore. So if you say, oops, I didn't want to erase that much. Then you can go in and you could actually revise it if you want to. So it will work with a still frame from a photo or from a video, but it is going to work better if you use a high quality picture. I will say that I've tested it multiple ways. It definitely works better from an actual, so if you're looking at, you want to take a thumbnail, you want to design a thumbnail and you want it to actually be one of the still frames from your video, which is also popular, you could totally do that. You just make sure it's a good, clear photo. Being crisp and clear is definitely key when it comes to that for sure. All right, let me see. It's an art, it's a science, it's a digital skill for everyday people. Life and Intensify is a super hard to do in Photoshop. Yeah, I think that a lot of these things are literally so much better. They're so much easier to do in Canva. So, Dorina, hopefully that helps you with that one. So, okay, so let me see here. Thank you, James. Appreciate you. Okay, so let me I wanted to show you something else. There's one more thing I want to show you, and that is video editing with Canva. So I talked about earlier, I uploaded a video to YouTube on Sunday. It's a video about the 5 types of microphones you can set up, use with a computer setup. So whether you're on a Zoom call, whether you're streaming with StreamYard, or even just anything, recording videos with OBS, it doesn't matter. You definitely want to look at your audio setup. And there are 5 types of audio setups, all the way from a built-in microphone on a laptop or a webcam to a XLR microphone like you're hearing right now, or even wireless earbuds. And I broke them down and I even gave you a sound test for each one. So I did that video. I recorded each clip separately. I just recorded a bunch of different clips and then I put them in Canva and I edited the video together. And a lot of people don't realize that you can use Canva for video editing now. And honestly, it's pretty impressive. There's a lot of good features. It's not a Adobe Premiere or Adobe, super fancy, but I like it because honestly, it's not that difficult to use. And there's enough features there that you can create some pretty cool videos. So as I said, if you watch the video that I did and I put up on YouTube just this past Sunday, you will see what Canva editing can get you. So you can do transitions and other things too. So when you create a video, you're going to be able to add different clips and you see them in here like this, right? So you see them all together down at the bottom. So this is the finished product, but I'm going to actually show you a couple things here. So this is what they look like when the video is done, right? There's a funny screen grab. There's a funny face. So let's go ahead and just create a video. So I'm going to actually kind of start from scratch. If you go to video template, you're going to obviously get all these cool templates for yourself if you want to. But notice this is what the blank canvas looks like when you're going with, when you're designing. Make this a little bigger for everybody. So you're going to get these little, they're like pages, but they're down at the bottom, right? They're down at the bottom. And so we're going to go over to, I uploaded these all into a folder right here. So that's actually another thing I suggest is if you're going to be doing this, create a folder, upload those video clips into the folder so that they stay in one place. That makes it a lot easier because you're just working on this one video. Now I uploaded them in order, but what's nice, what I also recommend is create all your clips, name them, and name them so that it makes it easier for you to edit. Because sometimes when you upload the files, they don't always upload in the same order, and they definitely don't sort by alphabetical. I don't think you can change it either. Not right now. So you can't sort once you upload it to Canva. But if you go here and you click on the little 3 dots, it's going to actually see right here the name of the file, Mike's 1. That tells me that's the first clip, Mike's 2. So if I click on that and I just click it once, it's going to add it to this page.
All right, you want to look and sound your best on your live videos or your YouTube videos or even...
Let's go ahead and pause that. So literally, you can leave it there. You can make it full screen, which is what we're going to do. But I want to show you something really awesome. You know, like how in a lot of YouTube videos, they're called jump cuts. A jump cut is where something might change and it goes from, you know, full screen, and then during an element of interest, it might zoom in for like a few seconds and then they say something, but it just jump cuts to that. You can do this really easily in Canva, and I'm going to show you how. So this is just the intro clip. I'm going to add the second clip though too, okay? So I'm going to add a page. I'm going to go over here to that second clip. I'm going to add it. And I'm going to go ahead and just make it full size, make it nice and easy. So you can click on the video anywhere and start playing it, and it's going to give you the sampling. But let's just decide that we want to do a jump cut somewhere. So let's play.
All right, you want to look and sound your best on your live videos or your YouTube videos or...
How about right there, right before I kind of got a changed kind of emphasis. So if you notice this little thing, you can drag it around, put it in the place you want it, and then over here, you're going to get 3 dots. Click the 3 dots, and you're going to click split. When you click split, it's going to create a clean split. It is not going to be jumpy. It is not going to be an issue. Now, when you watch it inside Canva, sometimes it can feel like it's messed up. It's not. Trust me. So if we watch right now, it's not going to seem any different because I haven't changed anything, but I did add a split. I can add text at this point. I can change the size, which is what we're going to do. So I'm going to go right here, and I'm actually going to zoom in. So I'm going to double click, and I'm going to just make this bigger. And then I'm going to put myself in the middle. And now if we watch, we go back here, watch.
Your best on your live videos or your YouTube videos or even in your virtual presentations or your virtual meetings.
Oh, I didn't, dang it. Okay, let me redo that. That happens sometimes. It gets funky. You have to select a way. Hold on, let me do it again right here. And then I have to click over here. And once I do that, it fixes it, saves it. So here we go.
On your live videos or your YouTube videos or even in your virtual presentations or your virtual meetings.
Now let's say we want to go back to the old way. Let's split this one. Split. Okay? And now we're zoomed in here. We're still zoomed in. So I'm going to click here on this one, and we're going to just get it back to the way it was. So I'm going to actually zoom out so I can see it. We're going to go back to our normal frame right here. And now, watch.
Videos or your YouTube videos or even in your virtual presentations or your virtual meetings. Well, if you're using a computer, I'm going to...
And there you go. We just created a jump cut. We just took your simple frame, simple, video that you created and made it a little more interesting. And it was just one clip that you recorded. And, you can also change it. You can actually go in here and you can say, you know what? I want to off center it. So I want to scoop myself out to the right. So it's going to look a little different.
Or your YouTube videos, or even in your virtual presentations or your virtual meetings. Well, if you're using a computer.
Boom. So do you see how easy that is? It's crazy easy to do. These are called splits. Now, the other thing you can do when you do a split is you can transition between them if you want to. I don't recommend it if you're doing jump cuts. But from this clip to this clip, remember clip 1 and clip 2? So if we watch it.
Hey, thanks for...
Hold on, let me back up. So if we watch this clip, what I like to do, and I recommend that you do, is when you record clips for your videos, when you're done, don't just stop recording right away. Say like, all right, let's get to it. Give yourself a few seconds. Keep staring at that camera lens, smiling and everything, and definitely give yourself time because you're going to want to be able to create transitions. Also trim that out. The worst thing you can do is to be too fast at the end of each clip. You may run out of editing space. So if you watch, let me see here. So right here,
let's go.
You notice I kind of gave myself time, then I looked down. Well, all I have to do is just drag this over to trim that little section out.
Let's go.
So trimming is easy as well. Now, let's make this transition super cool. Right here, 3 clips. Well, let's watch it if I don't do that, right? Let's watch it with no transition.
Let's go.
Just kind of jumps and there it is, right? Boring. Let's add a transition. So if we click on those 3 dots, notice here where it says add transition. If I click on that, I have these very few. I have a few options here. I hope that Canva will be adding more. Dissolve is pretty popular. Slide, it does. Circle is fun. I like the circle one. And then just a line wipe. Let's go with the circle. And then you have a choice of in or out. And you can also change how long that transition is going to last. I like them to be nice and quick, by the way. Nice and quick. So now let's watch it with the transition that we just added. And I can see that I added the transition right here. See that little circle? That lets me know there's a transition there. Let's go ahead and watch it with the transition.
Let's go. Hey, thanks for being here.
Pretty fast, kind of fast. The other thing about transitions is sometimes if the frame is the exact same in your next shot, it can be it doesn't look as good. So let's change it to dissolve. Let's just see what that looks like. Make it a little longer.
Let's go. Hey, thanks for being here, my friend.
So what dissolve does is it just blends them together, right? So you have these transition options as well. So I actually, if it's the exact same look, we're going to go with slide. That's what we're going to do. We're going to slide it through and be done, right? So, and then we're going to trim this up a little bit. And also I can go ahead and zoom in here if I want to zoom in. If I want to zoom in and be over to the right, maybe. So if we watch that again, now we have it with a transition and a change.
The same either. So let's go. Hey, thanks for being here, my friend. My name's Melanie Diane Howe. And
there you have it. So here's the other thing. When you do these splits, you can add text at that point. So if we grab that and we say, hey, I'm introducing myself. Maybe I should add something down at the bottom with my information. So we're going to go over here to elements and grab that same lower third we designed a little bit earlier. Remember that one we designed for Bill? Let's just put it in right here. And let's change the colors to purple, white, and purple. And then we're going to add text that says, Melanie Diane Howe. We're going to move it over. And we're going to make it the right size. Let me zoom in. I just realized I was still zoomed out. Oh. So we're going to make this the right size. We're going to make it left justified. Let's keep going. We want to fill that up. There we go. Let's make that fit better too. Now we have a nice lower third that we're going to play, but we're going to get better. We're going to get better. So here we're going to transition.
My name's Melanie Diane Howe, and maybe you're new to the channel, but I want to welcome you. I love.
That's a little bit jumpy, don't you think? Why don't we use some animation? Let's go ahead and just animate that thing so it slides on in. And now let's watch it again.
Here, my friend. My name's Melanie Diane Howe, and maybe you're new to the channel, but I want to.
A little more interesting when you do it that way, right? So I just wanted to kind of show this to everybody because I honestly don't think people realize how crazy awesome Canva is, but also you can totally use Canva to edit your videos. So if you go watch that most recent video that I did on YouTube, it was 100% edited with Canva. You can also add background music. You can add audio effects. You can add animated elements from the library of elements in Canva. There's a lot of cool things you can do. And it really, once you do it a few times, it's pretty easy. And so, for example, once I designed my lower third text in the video, all I had to do is for the next time I wanted to have text on screen, I just went and copied it from the one page and then added it to the other page and then edited the text and resized it. So it was very consistent throughout the video. And that's, of course, one of the beautiful parts about Canva is that you can copy and paste elements. You can easily find things. You don't have to you don't have to design everything from scratch. Or you can if you want. And I absolutely love it. I can't wait to just get more pieces built together so that I can make this editing process even simpler and even easier to do in Canva. So that's what I really wanted to show with you guys today is I wanted to show off a couple of those things, about how you can remove the background and all the other things, but also the video stuff, because I just got done using it from that video that I created. And I just kind of wanted to show you guys how I did it, because honestly, I don't think a lot of people realize how powerful it is as a video editing tool as well. So back to, Chatty Cathy, you mentioned, you're saving your money. Well, some people I know, they are paying for Canva, they're paying for, Adobe Rush or Animoto, they're paying for all these other things when maybe you could just use Canva for all of it. And so I like keeping things simple, and I definitely like trying to just, I mean, here's the thing I'll say. there are Filmora. Somebody mentioned Filmora. Yeah. Kamal Tech TV blog. I use transitions a lot, but in Filmora, there are other apps out there. And if you're using those, you're going to be fine. I just really appreciate how Canva is continuing to try to give us a one-stop shop solution for this stuff. And, I like to dabble in other applications as well, but I really do love how they are trying to make it so that we can just use one application to do all these cool things. So, yeah, in Heaton, you can also record your webcam within Canva to record and edit tutorials. I believe you can do it in the free version as well. I think you can do it in the free version, and he's right. You can record yourself. So if you want to do like screen shares or presentations and record, you can record voiceovers, I think, now as well. There's a lot of powerful things to it. You just got to get in there and play with it a ton. There you go. Yeah. Faith says, I recently made a reel all in Canva. Yeah. They have templates for reels now too, I think. So, I can't wait to try some video editing. Yeah. Strawberry Rhubarb Tarot. I'm glad you stopped by as well, for sure. So, Hannity, you had a question also typical Tyreek, if you're still watching, you had a question about the processor. I will tell you that I think you said the Intel i3. Your best bet is going to be to buy a gaming computer. If you want to buy a video computer or a streaming computer, your best bet is honestly just to buy a gaming computer that's going to, and I think you also play games and you do gaming. So they are a bit more expensive. But you are going to want the good graphics cards that's built into it. That's going to significantly help, especially if you're using OBS. It is going to make a massive improvement in the performance of your computer. So using that graphics card, that dedicated graphics card, which comes in most gaming computers, that's the best way to go. So streaming computers, gaming computers, they work really well together. They really are essentially the same thing. Hannity, I attended a live webinar with Kajabi, and they confirmed that I would be able to use StreamYard in the paid membership. My daughter and I are setting up along with course when we put the StreamYard link. So Hannity, it doesn't integrate. So I know that Kajabi is changing. They are making changes to like live coaching inside the application and other things. If there's a way that you're able to create a live event inside Kajabi and it gives you a stream key and a URL, then you would be able to use it with StreamYard right now. Meaning you would then go into StreamYard, create a custom destination, and you would add the custom RTMP info. The other way around, meaning, well, I'm just going to say this. The other way around, it's called RTMP ingest. It's coming. It's on the product roadmap. I don't know when it's coming out, but it is, I believe, part of the roadmap. So there will be some more opportunities to use StreamYard with other applications, meaning StreamYard would be, it's going to be cool. I don't know. I'm just going to leave it at that. But that's good. So I'm excited that they told you that you would be able to use it together. So that's actually pretty cool. Chatty Cathy says, I just figured I'd wait until monetization to upgrade, but I guess that would depend. Maybe the paid version would get me there. Something to think about. I edit on my phone. Yeah, I mean, honestly, Chatty Cathy, you could get by with the free version and do so many great things. It is a pretty inexpensive application and it does a lot. So weigh it out as, is it going to contribute? Is it going to help you make better graphics, more graphics that you can use and do more with? Then it might be worth the investment, of course, right? But if you're getting by with your phone right now and you're saving your money, I'm all about saving money. I'm all about being scrappy and upgrading things later when you don't need to. But I do think that out of most applications that any of us creators should be and can be using, Canva is absolutely one of the best investments. I personally believe it's one of the best investments that every creator should probably invest in, unless you are like, your background is like massively in design and you already have like Adobe Illustrator and all the crazy things that you enjoy using. Great. But for most people that are getting started, Canva is built for the DIY marketer. And you know how I feel about DIY marketers. So definitely one of those things for sure. Oh, John, I was talking about you earlier. Coffee Talk and Tech. He says a great Windows-based laptop is the Lenovo Legion 5. Comes with the RTX 3060. That RTX 3060 is that graphics card I was talking about. So typical Tyreek, if you're still watching, there's an option for you for sure. Lenovo, they've been around for a while now. So, okay. I am... Oh, fantastic. So Bill, I'm glad that you found it helpful. I definitely, I'm glad to see that you're here from Alberta, Canada. I am glad you commented today and asked the question too. So definitely make sure you come back for more. I will be live again next week. I'm actually gonna be traveling for the next couple of days. It's the first time I've gone on a business trip in a while. I'm kind of excited. I haven't done one for a while, so I'll be gone for a couple of days, but I'll be back next week. And then I can't even believe this. Like, not very long from now. Let's see. Do you guys hear my stomach growling? Did you hear that? Did you hear my stomach growling? You might have heard it. I don't know if you did or not. I totally did not eat enough for lunch, clearly. Social media marketing world over in San Diego. Super excited to get out there. You know, we always see Mr. James Hicks in the comments. He's also one of my moderators and a good friend of mine. Cannot wait to get to run into him and many of the other creators that I love to collaborate with. Super excited to get out there. That's coming in mid-March. But speaking of social media marketing, this week, I don't know if any of you tune into the Social Media Examiner podcast. I'm actually going to be on that podcast. That episode releases, I believe, on Thursday. And we're talking about live video and how you can use live video to create relationships and connections online. So if you're not subscribed to that podcast, check it out. It will release on Thursday. I would love to get as many of my friends listening to that one for sure. And let me just, I don't know, give me all the warm and fuzzies and supporting. It's kind of a big deal. I'm pretty excited about it, being on that podcast with Michael Stelzner. So, and then before I go, I guess I should also make sure, if you're not already, make sure you go over to our Facebook group, the DIY Marketing with Melanie Facebook group, all about being scrappy, all about things like Canva, people trying to just figure out how to get themselves out there in this busy online world, but doing it and having fun while doing it and teaching ourselves and teaching each other. So definitely love getting all the support in there, and also just seeing you all help each other. So if you're not already part of that Facebook group, go over, join it, answer the questions, and then I'll let you in and you can be part of that community. It's just an open community of other DIY marketers like you. So, all right, my friends, I got to get out of here. I got to go pick up the kid, get the kiddo from school and pack and all the things. Oh, got an early flight tomorrow. So thanks for watching. And again, check out that YouTube video that I put up on Sunday night about the 5 types of microphones you can hook up to your computer so that you can stream or using your Zoom calls to just up level your audio, because audio is so important. And so definitely go check that out and leave a comment. And if you're new around here and you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe to the channel, because I'll be live again next week, as I am every single week. So, all right, everybody, I'll see you later. Until next time.